With the 24th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Terrion Arnold, defensive back, Alabama.
And he's going to be here in person. And one of the most electric players on the field with a personality to match is going to come out on this stage and meet and greet the 275,000 strong, many of them wearing Detroit Lions gear. It worked out last year drafting Brian Branch from Alabama, certainly to add him to the secondary in Detroit. Now here comes Terrion Arnold out of Alabama, putting on a Lions hat, and it will be quite the moment when he hits the stage.
There's guys that like football, there's guys that love football, and then there's Terrion Arnold. I mean, he has got so much energy, so much juice, so much passion. I bet he's going to soak this in with these Lions fans out here tonight, Joel.
I love the energy that he brings to the field. Every time he's on the field, he's flying around, he's physical, he's infectious in terms of the energy that he plays and the defenders that he plays with. And here we are.
Here he is.
Oh, yeah.
Thursday Night Live with Terrion Arnold. Live from Detroit. What a neat moment for him. A longer wait than he probably thought, but it's paying off with him not having to take a flight anywhere.
Tell you what, nobody's drafted better than the Detroit Lions over the last couple years, and in my opinion, they just hit another one out of the park.
And they came in with a vision with Brad Holmes, the GM, head coach Dan Campbell, Chris Spielman behind the scenes, and they've drafted to that vision and played to that vision. And Terrion Arnold fits exactly what we're talking about. Remember last year when they moved up for Gibbs at 12, they were criticized. Jack Campbell, the linebacker, late in the first round, criticized, but they knew that's what they wanted in a ball player. And that turned out well for them. They have the same feeling about Terrion Arnold here.
And you touched on it, DJ. Like all the guys that they've drafted love football. They have an infectious locker room now of guys that just love the sport and want to compete at a high level.
Brian Branch loved it so much that he was here as part of that group that thought he'd go in the first.
So a cool moment there, Buck, for Terrion Arnold as he now has his NFL destination.
Oh, he has his moment. This is a perfect fit for the Detroit Lions. This dude is super clean as a playmaker. I'm going to tell you, when you talk about Aaron Glenn and what they want on the perimeter, he checks off all the boxes. Tough, physical, terrific technician, high football IQ, and the personality. He can bounce inside, outside, loves the game of football, loves competing. When we had a chance to talk to him a couple of weeks ago, he just talked about really being in tune with Nick Saban and doing all the little things to be a great player. This is a guy that's going to come in. I expect him to play right away. And don't forget, where they took his teammate last year, the second round. It was the little nickel corner they took last year.
Oh, Brian Branch.
Brian Branch.
Bama.
Yeah, so you start thinking about that, like the high IQ, trying to up the ante when it comes to the IQ in the secondary. He is someone that enhances what they already do in the defensive back.
Loves ball. And Aaron Glenn is going to be so excited about having a guy that loves ball like he does. And that was something we really got a chance to experience him at the Combine with when we got a chance to hear him and what he had to say about his family and his energy, his excitement. He's going to be somebody who is great in the locker room. Yeah. I think he's going to be a player that allows you to play in a slot or play outside. You do have to cover him up in certain situations because I don't think you want to put him out there against the speed burners. That could be a little bit of a problem. But he does have the ability to track the ball down the field, which he'll show here, and that's why he is a playmaker down the field. The thing that separates him from Kool-Aid McKinstry to me is McKinstry is the better athlete and he's a little more smooth with his mirror and match footwork. But the guy who just makes more plays is Terrion Arnold. When the ball goes up, he treats it like he's a wide receiver, and he is going for a wide receiver. I remember, years ago listening to Ike Taylor when he was here. Yeah. And I asked him, I said, what was it like as a cornerback for you? What do you look for? He said, when the ball goes up, I want to see cornerbacks who go after the football like they're the wide receiver. And that's what Terrion Arnold does, is he thinks that football is his. He's not trying to play wide receiver unless he has to. He wants to go play football.
And with the 61st pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Ennis Rakestraw Jr., defensive back, Missouri.
Your guy, DJ, just went off the board.
Yeah, one of my favorites and my highest rated player still on the board. I had him at 32 overall in this draft. I believe he would have been a first-round pick, but he had a groin injury, wasn't able to be healthy, ran at the combine, ran a 4.51 at about 80%. When you watch him on tape, I didn't have any issues or concerns whatsoever with his speed. He is very feisty. He plays with a huge energy, and for someone who's only 183 pounds, he plays like a 200-pound corner. He has not found contact that he would want to avoid. Big-time motor. I love the fact that you see the big hit here on Jaden Daniels. He gets up and celebrates. He has that corner vibe, Joel, that corner energy that he brings. And I love the fact you can line him up nose to nose and play man coverage. And he's going to team up with Terrion Arnold now with the Detroit Lions. They got two of the best 5 corners in this draft class.
And picked up Carlton Davis in free agency.
Second team now to double down on cornerbacks. The Eagles did it with Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, and now the Lions have done it with Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw.
Yeah, so look, it's a theme. And one thing that you know about Detroit, there is a very clear picture of what they want to do culturally. They want to be tough, they want to be physical. Grit was the mantra last year, where Aaron Glenn has now added 2 gritty competitors on the perimeter. Think about Kool-Aid McKinstry, now you have Ennis Rakestraw. They want to get in your face, they want to play, and they are going to demand that their guys are not only competitive in the passing game, but they're going to compete in the running game. They're going to come up and tackle and be very, very physical.
Yeah, it's what you see from Ennis Rakestraw. Like, he squats on a lot of routes. So the question I have is, how's he going to handle double moves? Because he sets himself up for that. That's one of the concerns, and he doesn't have blazing makeup speed. But man, if you want to have safety help over the top and you allow him to squat on routes and really try to play the football, he is really impressive. I mean, he makes a lot of plays on the football. He's very, very aggressive. There's just, he's going to be for certain coverages. You want to run certain coverages, you need to have certain help over the top for him because he's looking to make plays. He's not trying to just keep everything in front of him. He wants to go get the ball.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that Aaron Glenn and Detroit really wanted to add to their secondary, is somebody who can go make plays.
So it is an honor to announce that the New York Jets have traded the 126th pick to the Detroit Lions. And I'm going to put my buffs on to read this. With the 126th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Giovanni Manu, tackle from British Columbia, Canada.
Here we go. We're going international here, Rich. British Columbia. So
the Thunderbirds.
This is the first player that wasn't at the combine. Yes, Thunderbird. And a massive human being. 6'7" and change, 352 pounds. Now, as you can imagine, this is going to very much be a work in progress. He has the size there that you see of Mailata, Charles. He's not the same athlete as what you saw there with Jordan Mailata, but this is a big, powerful player. It's going to be a fun project for them to take on.
Oh, we're not stuffing the truck, man. We got British Columbia footage.
Yeah.
Listen,
look at that
parking lot.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, I've got notes on this big guy. Mauler gets his hands on you, it's over, but DJ's right. The athletic ability is what they're trying to have to develop.
The Philadelphia Eagles have traded the 132nd pick to the Detroit Lions. With the 132nd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Sione Vaki, running back, Utah.
Running back.
Did we not talk about this the whole
safety,
combine?
he's played running back.
Running back, what?
And on my list, CD, which position do you see him on there?
Running back.
I liked him better as a running back.
We said it at the combine. We both agreed. I think I'd flip him over. Take it away.
Yeah,
DJ.
no, I was curious to see how teams were going to announce him and view him, because as a safety, he's a run and hit style. He plays really, really aggressive. I just thought he could get a little bit out of control, but then he get a chance to play running back, especially in this game here against USC, and ran right through the Trojans. So to me, when I watched him, I thought this, think about Miles Jack, think about Shaq Thompson. There have been other guys where you didn't know which position he was going to play. I think this is his home.
Can I just say, though, we were complimenting the Lions.
So it turns out the Houston Texans traded their 189th pick to the Detroit Lions.
With the 189th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Mekhi Wingo, defensive tackle, LSU.
That's a selection here from a Lions perspective, trying to bolster that defensive line.
Yeah, I think I think he actually had more consistent tape than Mason Smith, who went way earlier. He just didn't have the traits. He's listed at 284. He played heavier than that, but that hurts him because he is undersized. He just, he's going to have to be a one-gapping up the field type of defensive tackle because of his size. He knows how to play. He's slippery with his hands.
With the 210th pick in the 2024 historic Detroit Lions draft, the Detroit Lions select Christian Mahogany, guard, Boston College.
Chris Mahogany had a good East-West Shrine game. A lot of people loved him. Bucky, you saw him East-West. He's had some injuries, which are something that have slowed him down. He's a big physical guy who is really going to be more tethered to the phone booth a little bit, but he's tough. I mean, in the phone booth, he can do some damage to you now if we want to start scrapping, and that's kind of what he does. Is he pushes people around on the double teams and along the interior. It's just a matter of, I think he's going to have to, from a body type standpoint, you want to improve the body composition. That's something that is big with a lot of teams and offensive line coaches. But he's made right there. You see him getting around the corner. He's made for heavy conflict. He's made for that conflict in between the tackles. So he's a conflict guard, and I just invented that term. So if you want to use that, you can. He's a conflict guard between the tackles in the phone booth. That's who he is. He's not going to be outside a whole lot on the next level.